You good?
Hi, it's Mel. Welcome. I'm super excited to be here with you. And before I get started, why don't you jump into the comments and tell me where are you tuning in from? Just so that I can acknowledge the fact that we have a global community that is watching this broadcast. And so welcome in on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube. Really, really excited to have a moment to talk to you. Hello from Russia. I see we've got somebody from New York, from Britain, from India, from Saudi Arabia, from Canada. Fantastic. I'm so fired up that you are here, and I cannot wait to talk to you about the topic of reinvention and what I'm doing to write the next chapter in my life. Wow. Serbia, Uzbekistan, Portland, Oregon, South Dakota. I absolutely love seeing each and every one of you. So thank you so much for being here. I've missed talking to you. I recognize that we have a global community watching this audience. But before I talk about the topic of reinvention and what it means to take a look in the mirror and take control of the rest of your life and write a new chapter, I can't jump into that topic without first acknowledging what's happening around the world, particularly in the United States at this moment. And for our folks that are watching right now globally, you may not know this, but in the wake of the murder of a man named George Floyd, which was documented in a 10-minute horrific video. Do not watch this thing. I really need to address this because protests are starting to spread around the United States. And you may not know this about me, but I actually began my career as a lawyer for the Legal Aid Society in New York City. And the Legal Aid Society is the public defender's office. It means that if you're arrested and charged with a crime and you can't afford an attorney, I worked for the office where you were assigned an attorney. And so I represented people who were accused of crimes in New York City. And I am a huge believer in the work of social justice, being a lawyer, and in equal rights. After legal aid, I've reinvented my career a bazillion times. So I started as a legal aid attorney, and then later I was a paid commentator, a paid legal commentator for CNN. And during my tenure as a legal commentator for CNN, I discussed the cases, the legal cases, and the social justice aspect of the deaths and murders of Trayvon Martin, of Michael Brown, of Freddie Gray, of Eric Garner, of Tamir Rice. And, honestly, I could just keep naming names because the list goes on and on and on of Black men and boys and women and girls who are murdered. And that's the problem. And the frustration that you're seeing unfolding in the news and as the protests continue to spread, I mean, honestly, this has been building for centuries in this country. And as a white woman, I am not the expert. And I have so much to learn. And this is a look in the mirror moment for me, where I need to roll up my sleeves and I need to get more involved. And I'm working right now on an extensive post for social media that I'm going to share later today on all platforms, where I'm going to just share resources that I have personally found to be really educational in learning how to be a true ally right now, and also learning where I'm falling short. And so I'm going to share those resources with you. I'm going to share recommendations from experts about how you can start doing the work to learn more and how you can start sharing the burden that people of color in this country have been shouldering for centuries. And mostly what I want to say is this is not the moment in time to be silent. I've heard too many of my white friends say, I'm afraid because I don't know what to say. And your silence is speaking something very loud. And right now is the time to say something. Right now is the time to get involved. Right now is the time to learn. Right now is the time to figure out how to be an ally. And how you do that is by educating yourself. That's your responsibility. And that's why I'm saying something, and it's why I'm going to share something, because it's time to step in and help write a new chapter in this nation's history. So now that I've said that, because I would have felt really funky coming on and just ignoring something that is deeply important that's going on, we're going to make a hard pivot. Okay, everybody? So we're going to change topics. If you're interested in that social media post, it's going to go up today, but I had originally planned on talking about reinvention and how you create a new future for yourself. And sometimes you get to choose to create a new future. You hear me say it all the time that you're one decision away from a totally different life. And sometimes life forces you to create a new future. And right now, me personally, I'm in the category of being forced to create a new future. In the last 2 months, let's see, I have had my talk show canceled. I have had my book contract canceled. The speaking industry has essentially been canceled for a year. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. I got to figure out how I'm going to reinvent my career. I've got to figure out what I want to focus on. I've got to figure out how do I need to change in order to show up. And, I'm sure, and I've heard directly from so many of you that so many of you are in the same exact position, that your career has changed and you don't know where to start. You've lost a job and you're not sure what to do. You're looking for more passion in a relationship, or I got a question that I'm going to answer today that is about how do I continue to draw boundaries when the people I'm drawing them with keep crossing those boundaries. Maybe you've got health goals that you're having a really hard time sticking to. I see a lot of hearts going up for that. Or maybe you're just feeling really down and overwhelmed by what's going on in the world right now, whether that world is the world of your home or the world at large. And you really want help in getting clarity to make a difference. Well, let me tell you something. If you are in a position like me where you need to reinvent yourself, what's going to help is for you to unlock your power again and for you to find clarity about what do you want next as you look ahead, and to find the confidence and the courage to actually go for it. And that's why I'm really excited to tell you that I am bringing back my most popular, award-winning, transformational coaching program that I've ever offered. I have not led this course in 2 years. It's called The Power of You. Don't worry, this is not a hard sale. If this is not for you, no hard feelings. I'm going to talk briefly about the course, and then I'm going to answer a bunch of questions that we had submitted on other topics. The Power of You is been reimagined. It has been deeply discounted, and it is being offered for this particular moment of time because I know that, like me, that you are probably forced in a position right now where you have to think about writing a new chapter. You have to think about what you want next. You have to think about, given the way that the world is changing, how the hell are you going to reinvent yourself? And so I have decided, based on hearing from so many of you, that I would reimagine the Power of You course for this moment of time. It is officially open for registration. I'm going to tell you some of the basics about the course, and I can take a few questions about it, but we also have a huge FAQ page. The URL is melrobbins.com/powerofyou. The course is about you. It is 4 weeks long. We kick this sucker off together June 2nd, And this time I'm not only leading the course, I'm taking the course with you because I need to reinvent myself and I need the structure of this course and I need the support of a global student body. Now, we've had more than 3,000 people take the course and who are alumni of the course in the 2 times that we've offered it. And people have taken the power of you. They've launched businesses. They've lost hundreds of pounds. They've tripled their income. They've achieved their health goals. They've gotten very clear about what they wanted. They've written books. They have sold out concerts at Carnegie Hall. You name it, the sky's the limit. Because this is a course that's about discovering clarity about what you want to do next, and the courage and the confidence to actually take action on it. And so the course, again, all the information is at melrobbins.com/powerofyou. You can read the FAQs, you can read the testimonials. If this is not for you, that's totally cool. If you can't pay your bills right now, if you're financially strapped, do not take this course. Do not put yourself in financial hardship. I have been there. I have been in the position where I was about to lose my house and I couldn't pay for groceries. You have no business laying down a credit card for this if you can't afford it. I will still have tons of free content every day on YouTube and every day on social media, and I will still be taking care of you. Don't worry. But if you are in a position where you can invest in yourself, I want you to invest in yourself. I know that many of you are spending a lot of money online. Amazon sales are up. Lululemon, for crying out loud, their sales are up 70% over last year. So empty your shopping cart online and invest in yourself. It's 4 weeks long. There are 3 weeks of self-guided videos. There's a 48-page workbook that comes with it. You get the weekends off. And it ends with what we call Personal Project Week. And the personal project for everybody is exactly the same. I'm going to lead you step by step through launching, writing, creating the next chapter of your life. And as I said, I'm going to be doing the work with you because I realized, oh my God, it's June. It feels like 2 hours ago it was March. And as we step into this new normal, I really need to figure out what I'm going to do next. And so I wanted to give you a resource and tools that would guide you through the process of doing it for yourself. So again, any questions, just go to melrobbins.com/powerofyou. You know the hard sale is not my thing. Honestly, I even feel really kind of funky talking about it in light of what's going on here in the United States. We did talk about, should we just table it and not offer this course? And the truth is, I think that discovering the clarity to take control of your life and the courage and the confidence to be the author of it and doing the work personally to be a better person, it is one of the most important things that you can do. And so we decided, in spite of everything that's going on in the world right now, this is exactly the course we should be offering, and we should not put off our plans. We should go full steam ahead and just put it out there as an opportunity for you to take a look at. And if it's something that inspires you, great. I can't wait to do the course with you. And if it's something that doesn't inspire you, no problem. I'm not going to beat you over the head over it, and try to force you to buy this course. I want to switch gears and I want to take some questions now that I have let you know that the course is out there. Let me look and see. Reinvention, I need this. Yes, I will still be with you. Hello from Germany. Exactly. Okay, I'm scared for yes, I see a lot of you talking about what's going on right now. Let's see. Yep, I am working on another book. If you have any questions, just go to melrobbins.com/powerofyou. And let's see. Yes, we have payment plans for the course. Yes, we have discounted it given what's going on in the world. Yes, there are lots of live training sessions. And yes, the most important person or project you could ever work on is yourself. And that's why we're doing this right now. And so you can use this course to give you the structure to make whatever change you want. You can use this course to inspire you to go out into your communities and make incredible changes. You can use this course to change your family, to change your marriage, to write that new chapter. That's what this is all about. Let's see, we do have a question right here. Coral Lee Holm. Mel, can you talk about pivoting in your life to start the next chapter? Well, this is a layup. When you want to start your own business, but all the fears creep in and it seems safer to stay in your current position. How many of you can relate to this question? You really want to start a business, but you feel paralyzed because of the risk involved with that, right? And that's what Carol Lee's asking. Finding the time to build the business over the X number of months seems impossible when there's so many other things, including being a mom and a partner, and of course the work that I've got to do. The self-doubt becomes paralyzing, and it's easier to just stay busy with everyone else's needs. Here's the most important part of that question. You ready? It's easier. It's easier to stay busy. It's easier to stay where I am. It's easier to focus on everyone else. It's easier to listen to the fears. Changing is hard. Changing sucks. That's why it's so hard to do. It doesn't feel easy. It doesn't feel simple. It doesn't feel safe. That's why you need to push yourself. And so if you're somebody like Carol Lee, who is thinking about making a pivot, but you're paralyzed, you're going to have to find the courage to take action. You're going to have to find the confidence in believing in yourself and being able to try. You're going to have to create the discipline through creating small promises and learning how to keep them, because that's the foundation to changing anything. You know, habits is a big fancy word. Launching a business is a big thing. Getting anything done in your life, everyone, comes down to being able to make and keep the promises you make to yourself. And so, Carol Lee, first of all, you don't have to leave your job. What you have to do is you have to build you have to build the discipline of just working on it every single day for small amounts of time. And that's a new habit, because right now you're listening to the self-doubt, so you don't do anything. You're listening to the fear, so you don't do anything. You're listening to the needs of everybody else, because that's a habit, so you don't create time for yourself. And so what you need to do to launch this business is to have a breakthrough in one thing: the ability to make a plan and keep promises. That's it. And that's exactly, look, if you have the means to do it, the power of you is going to teach you how to do it. Because unlocking the power of you is about breaking the habits and patterns that are holding you back and establishing the small changes and patterns on a daily basis that start to propel your life forward. That's exactly. Mama on a Mission says people need this now more than ever, and I can't agree with you more. And selfishly, I'm bringing the power of you back because I need it. I need to write the next chapter in my business. I need to do the work to become a better person. Let's see. This person says, I have a business, but I feel like the business is controlling my life. I find myself losing my health and sanity. The business isn't controlling your life. Your fear is controlling your life. Your fear is controlling your life. The course, I keep getting questions about the course. So you can find everything you need about the course at melrobbins.com/powerofyou. It's 4 weeks long. You will leave the course in action with a plan, being inspired and motivated, having just worked with a global student body and me. You will have gotten 6 live group coaching, Q&A sessions, 48-page workbook, 3 weeks of videos, on and on and on and on. A week that's all about the step-by-step process of creating this personal plan for yourself. The course, you can either pay once, Jesus, I don't even know what it is. I think it's $397. Or 2 installments of 2 something. But again, check the price on melrobbins.com/powerofyou. Let's go on to the second question. If you've got more questions, just ask them in the comments, please, okay? But again, I don't want to just continue to pound this course. I really want you to understand that this is just an opportunity. And if you can afford to invest in yourself, you absolutely should. And if you can't afford it, don't do it. Oh, it's $397. Thank you for telling me the price of my own course. How much time do you need to dedicate to the course? I've made this super easy. We kick off together on June 2nd, the first live coaching session that really, boom, we come out of the gate is June 3rd. Of the 6 coaching live sessions, guess what? Because we have a global student body, we have staggered the times of them, all 6 of them, so that we make sure that whether you're in India or the UK or Australia or here in the United States, that there's at least one live training session that is occurring while you're awake in your time zone. We also have a course platform, so everything is stored in the course platform. You can come back to it. How much time does it take every day? 10 to 15 minutes. If you want to dig in a little bit longer after you watch a video, guess what? I give you the weekends off so you can catch up. Everything again, the first 3 weeks, we have a couple live trainings. You get an email every day with a link to the video. You watch the video. You download the workbook, which is 48 pages long. You go at your own pace. I'm checking in on you. I'm constantly posting about it on my stories and in the course platform. And then after the self-guided quasi portion, after 3 weeks of watching videos and taking weekends off and working on your workbook, we come together for step-by-step live coaching that is guiding you through the personal project week, and you leave with a new plan. That's what you do. And I need a new plan because, again, talk show, canceled. Book contract, canceled. Speaking business, on hold. What am I going to do this fall? I don't know. I'm going to reinvent it with you in the power of you. I'm going to get the clarity about what I really want to do next. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Let's go to another question that's not about the power of you. Can you talk about toxic relationships with families? When your boundaries are crossed again and again, separating myself was hard enough, but seeing how much this affects my kids is even worse. Thank you. Okay, so here's the thing about boundaries. First of all, boundaries are not for other people, they're for you. And it's your job to draw boundaries and to hold them. You don't need to explain them. You don't need to defend them. You don't need to manage somebody's reaction to them. And I think what's happening if you are having an issue where you have toxic family members who keep crossing boundaries is you have not drawn strict enough boundaries. When somebody crosses the boundary, you've got to hold it. And so if you are constantly having somebody, let's say you draw a boundary, Mom, do not call here before 8 o'clock in the morning because your mother uses you as her anxiety anchor. And she starts calling. Don't pick up the call. Or tell her that if she does it again, you're going to block her number. That's another boundary. So you don't need to manage her reaction to that. You need to draw boundaries that really work for you, and you don't need to explain them. You don't need to apologize for it. I see a lot of people saying that they're having the same issue. It does sound simple. It does. The hard part is managing your emotional triggers, because realize you're dealing with somebody who crosses boundaries because they don't have any boundaries themselves. And you also need to understand, and this is not to in any way excuse what your mother or father or sister or brother is doing. This is not to excuse what they're doing. This is to help you understand that your parents were never taught how to draw boundaries, which is why they didn't teach you how to do it, and it's why they don't know how to spot them or how to respect them. It is a lot of energy, but it is better than getting sucked into the vortex of the guilt and of their triggers and of the emotional management of somebody that's toxic that you've been doing for years. Way easier for you to draw boundaries. Boundaries with coworkers as well. Let's see. Oh, there you go. How do you deal with an undiagnosed narcissistic sociopath father? Draw boundaries. And if those boundaries keep getting crossed, you've got to draw the ultimate boundaries, which is you don't talk to him and you don't see him and you don't let him see your kids. Lots of people have to end up doing that. Just because you are biologically related to your father does not mean you owe him a seat at the table in your life if he cannot respect you and if he cannot show up in a way that's healthy for you. You get to decide who's going to be there. You get to decide who gets access to you. And you don't have to apologize to that. You don't owe him anything. But he owes you respect and respect of your boundaries when you start to draw them. Got it? Good. I see a tremendous number of questions about procrastination. So I want to address something about procrastination. Procrastination is at an all-time high right now for people. And the reason why is procrastination is a form of stress relief. When you feel stressed out, you avoid things that require concentration and focus. That's the reason why you're procrastinating more than ever right now, because you are stressed out. And when you're stressed out, you don't feel motivated. You don't feel like focusing. You don't feel like directing your attention to things that require effort. I get it. I feel the exact same way. And what you're going to learn, by the way, I'm going to loop it back to the Power of You course. What you're going to learn is you're going to learn that you can do things to lower your stress. You can learn how to manipulate your parasympathetic nervous system so that you calm down your body and lower the levels of cortisol in your body. And yes, we cover this in the Power of You course, because part of unlocking the power of you is understanding your triggers, understanding how your nervous system is wired, and understanding how when your stress levels are super high, how that impacts your ability to think clearly, how it impacts your confidence, and how it impacts your ability to be courageous in making changes in your life and in drawing boundaries. So if you're struggling with procrastination, you better believe that the accountability of a 4-week-long course with yours truly as your coach and a global student body is exactly what you need to pull this together and to get clear, to get courageous, and to get confident about what your next chapter is going to be. I think that the Power of You course, for those of you that just joined, just go to melrobbins.com/powerofyou. I've brought back my award-winning, most powerful, transformational coaching experience. We've reimagined it for this moment in time. We have discounted it for this moment in time. And I'm not only going to be teaching you the science of clarity, confidence, and courage. I'm not only going to be leading you step by step through the process of writing your next chapter, I'm going to be in the course as a student as well, because I've got to write my next chapter as well. I think that that's it. Look out for that social media post about the resources that I'm finding to be very, very educational and enlightening and empowering. And please, this is not a time to be silent. Please speak up. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for your community. Speak up for your family. Show up. And I think sometimes the hardest thing to do is to look in the mirror and realize what you got to change about yourself. I just saw a question about whether or not we are still accepting applications for Audible. Honest to God, I don't know. I kind of feel like the deadline might be today. I'm not sure. We've had hundreds of video submissions for that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a social media post on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram about where if you've ever wanted me as your coach, you could win the chance to be in my next audiobook and be part of our recording sessions. And that was something we put out a couple weeks ago. So I hope that you took advantage of that. I don't know if it's still active. I have a terrible short-term memory, but that's it. I love you, in case nobody else tells you. I love you. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to change your life. I believe in your ability to write this next chapter, and it would be an honor to write it with you. So I hope I see you in the Power of You course.